Have you ever wondered what happens to women on the other side of the border? Have you ever wondered what companies in the US, such as Nike, do in their international business? On average, at least 18 girls have been identified as missing in the past 14 months in the maquiladora. A maquiladora is a name meaning a factory in Mexico run by foreign companies and who exports its products to the country of that company. For example, Nike will find a land in Mexico that is super cheap and hire cheap labor so that they can make their products and ship them to the corresponding office without making a lot of money. No matter the cost of the environment made for its workers, it'll do anything to make a buck. A maquiladora is the equivalent of a sweatshop in New York. They are underpaid and the workplace is not healthy. These people are forced to work in these conditions that are not okay and not humane. We need to change this. From the pictures you can see here that there are cramped spaces and not a lot of room to go to the bathroom and/or any bathrooms at all. Juarez, Mexico is right on the other side of where we are now. It is also nicknamed the capital of murdered women. More than 800 bodies have been found as of February 2005, and over 3,000 are still missing. You're probably asking yourself, why does this matter? Why does this affect me? It is important to understand the underlying economic policies that have encouraged women to migrate to Juarez despite the danger. Women are not being protected in foreign relations, and policies are being overlooked. In Mexico alone, within 1 year, from 2012 to 2013, there were approximately 4,000 femicides, and of those, 906 police investigations were done, and further on, less than 16 convictions were made. NAFTA, NAFTA, was signed by the Mexican government in 1994. This allowed the government to open the country's market to foreign commercial exchange. This made the maquiladora the most dynamic industrial sector in Mexico, which is where Juarez lies. Globalization has caused the deregulation of women's workplace dynamics. Sound familiar? Women's values decline in the eyes of many in the maquiladora after they have been hard at work in factories for many years. But on the other hand, men are seen as intelligent and trainable. This is not fair and is only aiding the dehumanization and violence against women across the border and needs to change. Because of this, the families of these women are silent, and the perpetrators have yet to be brought to justice. It is a sad sight to see when another woman is uncovered. Many bodies are found raped and left naked, sometimes raped in a garbage bag or just left for the animals in the middle of the desert. But what does the police do about this? Nothing. They say they were on the street asking for it, and that is not okay. Femicide. What does this mean? It's when men kill women because they're women. Here, you can see mothers, sisters, daughters, friends, co-workers, and many others standing together to put faces to these women. Walking along the streets with banners in hand, these women protest for the police to finally do something. You're probably still asking yourself, well, that is a horrible thing, but what can I do? What does this pertain to me? By putting an emphasis on the identity of the woman and spreading that knowledge, onlookers or the audience put the individual at a higher standard. This is a map of Mexico, and the red represents the number of deaths per 100,000 women in the state by 2013. Approximately 7 presumed femicides happen per day, which makes 2,502 per year. In Juarez, that is where the most women die from femicide per year. They think this is a human like me that has been brutally murdered, and that needs to stop. Social media is a huge asset in our current century, so let's use it for something good. Let's change what it's meant for. By sharing the identity of these missing and/or murdered women, and by sharing the facts and horrors of these workplaces, things can stop. The number of missing women will go down, murdered women will stop showing up on the streets, and everything will get better for them in the workplace. You may be thinking that these problems lie on the other side of the border, but they don't. Our country's companies are feeding to this injustice, and by not stopping them or not speaking up, we are feeding the wolf as well. Together, we need to end this.